Welcome back to the 5-minute series. In this video, I'm going to describe Dulcinyl or Heliotropyl Acetone. As usual, I'm going to try and smell a dilution. This time it's a freshly made 10% dilution in ethanol. Anyway, I'm going to read the website description while we wait for the alcohol to evaporate a little bit. And the website has an image of pink crystals as the product picture. And it says, another tool in the arsenal against the crusade against heliotropin, but also an amazing raw material in its own right. Sort of like raspberry ketone, heliotropin, ethyl maltol, and iralia all teamed up, Powerpuff Girls style. It's the ultimate pink smell, and I use it whenever I want to confer a slight sweetness without the more obvious caramel or cotton candy choices. So that's what Harry from Harrison Joseph website says. This is supplied by him. I got it as a sample. Sometimes when you read these descriptions, it's hard to have a subjective opinion. So the first impression, it doesn't feel very diffusive right off the bat. Unlike other materials that have smelled like olibanum, I could smell it from this kind of distance away. Here I'm not really smelling it. It might be because I just diluted it. Please forgive me if this is not the most accurate video ever. Even when I tried it before, it didn't feel too diffusive. But if we talk about a smell, yes, it feels very similar to ethyl maltol actually. That's what this reminds me of. It has that kind of cotton candy feeling to it. To me, it feels more fruity. It feels less sweet than ethyl maltol. It does give me some raspberry vibes too, yeah. But those are my subjective associations. Let's look at the spectrums and see where it lies. In the likability, I would say it's pleasant to addictive. It's quite addictive, I would say. Diffusion, unless my nose is lying, I would say it's intimate or skin close. You have to get really close to smell it, at least on the strip. And maybe it would change if I diluted it further, but at least that's what I can tell you at this moment. Humidity is hard to tell. I'm not getting strong signals from either end of dry versus juicy. I guess it's kind of powdery, but I'm not too sure on this. Complexity, I'm leaning towards simple. Edibility feels tasty, but also at the same time it has some kind of quality that makes it feel like I should not eat it. It smells like it's a chemical, it's not really a fruit or something natural. On the realism spectrum, it feels minimal or even abstract. It doesn't remind me of anything that I've smelled in real life so far. And on the familiarity spectrum, also I would say it's quite strange and alien. Except the fact that it reminds me of ethyl maltol, but otherwise I don't connect this to anything. Temperature wise, I would say it's warm. It's not room temperature, it's also not hot or burning, so it's kind of above room temperature. Talking about weight, I would say it's not heavy at all. It's light. It's not super light like Helione. It's kind of, like a sugar somewhere there. Strength wise, I would say it's average. Longevity wise, it's probably hours to days, because it's in the same kind of family as ethyl maltol and vanillin, and those things last a long time. On the dirtiness scale, I would say it's soapy to sterile, somewhere there. And nose fatigue, my nose got blind to it pretty quick. I would say it's actually neutral to lingering, somewhere there, because I was blending this beforehand, and if I hadn't done that, I would probably smell it more. But right now, if I smell it, it's a very faint smell, but I can still smell it even though I have been creating this dilution and now I've been recording this video for about 12 minutes, meaning my nose did not get too tired of it. I can still smell it. Now let's try to describe the functionality of this. Well, first of all, I would put it in the core smell because it seems, again, very similar to vanillin and ethyl maltol and all those sweeteners, which sweetness is often a core smell, or at least one fragment of the smell that you want in your perfume. Maybe you could also use this to add texture and complexity to a perfume. It doesn't feel too relaxed. From 1 to 10, I'll give it energy rating of 7. It is not aggressive, but it's quite energetic. It almost feels electric and futuristic, and it has a playful character to it. It is not a background smell, and it's also not a foreground smell. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure if this is because my nose got used to it or because it dried down and the alcohol evaporated and it's what it smells like after a while, but it does remind me of raspberries. It has a fruity quality to it, at least on the right now when I smell it. Initially, it had a more chemical and more inedible aspect to it, but it feels like that kind of disappeared. It almost reminds me of bubblegum. In the future, if I learn more about this material, I may re-upload this one and update my perspective, but that's what I got right now, and thank you for watching 5 minutes with Dulcinyl.